David Grotberg, and this week I'm going to talk about the marketing presentation in B.E.S.T Robotics. The marketing presentation is a 15-minute long PowerPoint presentation. It doesn't have to be PowerPoint, but PowerPoint is the most generally used program for the presentation. After the 15 minutes, there's a 5-minute question period where a panel of judges that is judging you can ask questions. And a marketing presentation team, the team of presenters, is usually about 4 people, but it can be up to 8. To do your marketing presentation, before you even start writing up your marketing presentation in PowerPoint, you have to market. You need to go to schools and you need to present your robot, you need to create a website, you need to create a Facebook page, a blog. You need to get the word out into your community about the competition, because B.E.S.T Robotics is really looking for a lot of marketing and a lot of getting the name of B.E.S.T Robotics out in your community and growing B.E.S.T Robotics. That is very critical to your marketing presentation. The second step is to fundraise. Fundraising is also a big part of marketing. You need to go out and you need to ask your local businesses for sponsorship. Another thing you can do for fundraising is ask different restaurants if they do different events. Pizza Ranch and Perkins both do events where you can volunteer and you can go and bus tables and you get a certain percentage of the profit. And there are other companies that do that as well. Then, once you've done these things, you can move into making your marketing presentation. Your marketing presentation contains your team structure, so your leadership structure, your CEO, the leader of your team, and then your under leaders that lead the different aspects, and your demographics, how many boys you have, how many girls, who's from what state, how many people you have. Another part of your marketing presentation is safety. You need to really build into your marketing presentation that you were very high on safety when you were building your robot. You also put in your robot, you put in each different aspect of your robot, you talk about your design process. And then another key aspect of the marketing presentation is you must sell your robot. The marketing presentation is basically a mock-up of you selling your robot to a company. So you need to sell your robot to the judges. So one of the key things is to bring your robot in and demonstrate it and say how you're the best, how your robot is the best. One of the key things to this is having different props. We had this 3D printing, a 3D model of our robot that we handed to the judges, so during the presentation they could always be looking at this and understand the robot and see it at all times. Another thing is you want to emphasize your accomplishments. You want to emphasize how good your team is, because you're trying to tell the judges that your team is the best. So you really need to emphasize, you need to give them some proof why you're the best. And something that we did as a team last year is at the local competition, we won the B.E.S.T award, which is the most prestigious award. So we brought this into our marketing presentation and said we were the best in our local competition, and now we're going to show you that we're the best in B.E.S.T. And then you also want lots of creativity in your presentation. This is very key, a lot of color, creativity. And finally, practice. Practice, 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 so you can get your lines down and not mess up. Our question for this week comes from Mary Payne, and Mary Payne is from Glasgow, Montana. Mary asks, in your previous video, you said that marketing is one of the components in the competition. Why does B.E.S.T think that marketing is important? Well, Mary, B.E.S.T thinks marketing is important because B.E.S.T is really a real-world scenario of a company, which is B.E.S.T, coming to you and saying, we want a robot that can do this. So then you build the robot to comply with that, but that isn't enough in the real world. You have to then market your robot and do advertisements and do different things like that to prove that your robot's the best, because there are many robots out there that are going to be built for the same purpose. So you've got to market your robot to prove and to show the public that your robot's the best. So that's why B.E.S.T finds marketing so key. Next week, I'm going to be talking about the table display and the different aspects involved in that. If you have any specific questions that you'd like me to address in the table display, you can either tweet me at CrazyAboutRobots, you can post down in the YouTube comment section, or you can message me, and you can send that message to facebook.com/CrazyAboutRobots.
Mr. Roboto. どうもありがとう Mr. Roboto。 また次まで。どうもありがとう Mr. Roboto。